Check that volume there. Good morning, Alaska. We are certainly continuing to hold on to high winds as well as some heavy rain that's building out towards southeast. This has been with us for quite some time, and we are watching additional landslide concerns as well as some flooding potential as you head through portions of southeast. Giving you a quick live look outside, though, where we are holding on to some rain showers here in the south central. The first day of fall, which begins at 10 this morning as the sun officially marks its presence right over the equator, and then begins our journey into those longer nights, and of course, as we tend to see this time of year, those cooler conditions which will spread across the state. We are waking up this morning again to some light rain showers. You can see the equinox begins at 10:19 this morning. The autumnal equinox, that marks the time of the year when we see 12 hours of day and night, but we actually see that occur a few days after the autumnal equinox. This is called the equilux, which for us here in Alaska occurs on September 24th. That is when we are going to see 12 hours of day and nighttime. So here over the next couple of days, you certainly will notice some of those cooler conditions as that fall officially makes a presence here across the state. And of course, we have been feeling like that the past few weeks across portions of Alaska, but we really are going to tap into some of the cooler conditions this week across the state. Anchorage, seeing those tree colors beginning to approach peak into the interior, at peak, if not beyond peak, while areas out towards southeast, despite the wet, cool, and windy weather, those trees really not going to begin to transition until later this month into October. And what we're watching right now out towards southeast, notice we continue to hold on to those mostly cloudy to overcast skies. Things are fairly quiet in Ketchikan off your Monday morning. 2 to 3 hours, we saw those winds gusting upwards of about 50 miles per hour. So while some of that activity is subsiding, we still got high wind warnings and flood watches in effect for a good portion of the panhandle. In fact, what we're going to be watching here for the next days is that ongoing rain that will continue to build into areas of southeast. This is where we'll once again watch for anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of rainfall to be expected. Notice into the interior as you head north and west of the Alaska range. While we're largely expected to see some sticking around the next couple of days, we're tapping into some cooler air. We are still waiting for that first official freeze for areas of the interior, which likely will be one of the latest on record. So we'll be watching for that later this week, as we do have that potential, several opportunities this week for Fairbanks and surrounding areas to drop down near, if not below, freezing. So not only will we be talking about a light freeze, but there will be also some localized areas of patchy frost in the forecast. In addition to any moisture you have in place here over the next couple of days could lead to some very isolated pockets of some wintry mix, if not some. Most of this will occur in those higher elevations and where we do manage to see temperatures dropping down near freezing. I just want to put that on your radar. Nothing significant, but don't be surprised for areas of the interior if we manage to see some localized areas of light flurry activity, if not some wintry mix through the week. There's our next area of low pressure building out of. That's going to lead to increasing winds tonight into tomorrow for the Aleutians, where we could see gusts up to 70 miles per hour. As that system spreads east, see more rain for the Gulf Coast region with additional heavy activity expected out towards southeast. In fact, Ketchikan is already 16 inches of rainfall. That is start of September. Out towards Juneau, we've seen upwards of 8 to 9 inches, while here in South Central, we've seen about 2 to 3 inches with locally heavy as you head out towards western parts of Prince William Sound. But here over the next couple of days, notice going to take hold across eastern parts of the state. If you live across the Yukon-Koyukuk region, out towards western and southwest Alaska, you'll largely stay on the dry side, yet cooler weather to be expected. We'll see those 30s afternoon highs sitting in the low to mid 40s. Also expect to see some ongoing rain out towards the Aleutians, with that activity set to increase into your Tuesday and Wednesday as that spreads to the west. So still another pattern across the state. You can see winds. They've been gusting anywhere from about 25 to nearly 55 miles per hour through the Aleutians. That area of low pressure will to the west of Shepard, so it's going to gradually shift eastward through the night. So you'll see those winds and rain heading east as well. And then out towards southeast, those winds have been gusting anywhere from 30 to about 50 plus miles per hour so far through the night. We are going to continue to favor this ongoing active weather. Looks like we've got the same graphic in there, but for those who are just now joining, you can see that ongoing activity will continue to take hold across at least the state is where we're going to see the vast with us. Live along the Brooks Range and areas north of the Brooks Range. We're also going to be watching some light flurry activity, if not some light snow showers here over the next couple of days. Out towards Dead Horse, we could see up to an inch of that snow accumulation, so we'll be watching for that. Looks like we've got Monday brain here as we've got two graphics that are the same, but again, ongoing heavy rain to be expected. We do have some wind gusts that's going to steadily increase out towards the Panhandle, while the greatest wind gusts will into the afternoon evening, we'll begin to see most of that activity subside. With that said, 20 to 30 mile per hour wind gust into our Tuesday. So ongoing wet and heavy rain to be heavy winds or high winds to be expected. In addition to that, we are also watching some landslide concerns. Anytime we're talking about a drencher of a rain system will impact the river, we tend to see that soil saturated. That combined with those high winds, that rain that at times could have more of a 30-degree elevation. That's why we tend to see some landslide concerns. So here over the next, if you live along those steep terrains and areas that tend to be prone to flooding, if not landslide concerns, you certainly want to keep that in mind here over the next couple of days. By Wednesday, while do subside, some gusts anywhere from about 10 to 20 miles per hour. Cooler weather taking hold across the state. 40s and 50s looking likely across South Central today with some isolated to scattered showers. Again, we are watching some localized areas of wind, if not some flurries for portions of the interior. This is not guaranteed by any means, but with temperatures dropping down near freezing and of course some lingering moisture in the atmosphere, we could see some localized areas of that mix. Southeast 50s and 60s. This is where we'll continue to hold on to some of that warmer weather, yet very wet conditions. Along the slope and areas out west, this is where we'll hold on to some of those cooler weather patterns with temperatures. In fact, looking ahead through the week, even here in South Central, we're going to tap into some of that cooler weather. More so into the night, not so much during the afternoon. We're going to have to hold off until this weekend before we do tap into those temperatures dropping into the 40s. But even check out overnight lows. 30s starting this weekend, really Thursday night for some areas of South Central. Localized areas of patchy frost across portions of the region. By this weekend, we could even see those notoriously cold spots across South Central, portions of the valley out Talkeetna, as you head towards Golconda and through the Copper River Basin, nestled up against western parts. See that potential later this week and into early next week where temperatures drop down near freezing. In Anchorage tends to occur right around September 24th. Not on our radar as of yet. As you can see, those overnight lows here in Anchorage expected to stay in the with that cooler weather heading our way. It's only a matter of time before we do see our first official freeze of the season. For now, though, we're going to hold on to somewhat seasonal weather with highs in the low to mid 50s, and of course those overnight lows steadily cooling off. We'll have more on that coming up in the evening shows as well as in the noon newscast. For now, make sure you have a great Monday. We'll give you another live look outside. This coming in from out towards Eagle River, overlooking Eagle River Valley, where we do have that light to moderate rain, and again some dry time to be expected across South Central throughout the afternoon hours. Make sure you have a great Monday, and of course, continue to send us in some of those photos that we have from across the state, the beautiful views that we have across Alaska. Make sure you have, again, a great Monday and the rest of the week.